The Milwaukee Bucks have been struggling in the first round of the playoffs to get any production out of any of the players on the roster other than Giannis. But things are only going to get worse after the news that we've just received on a Damian Lillard update. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. And before we get into it there today, I just want to remind everyone, if you're watching this content, to go down below and hit that subscribe button. About 99% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure, if you aren't already, to go down below, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Turn on that bell for notifications. And in return, I'll keep you up to date with all the news that you need to know on the NBA each and every single day. So without further ado, let's get into the topic at hand today, being Damian Lillard, of course. So Chris Haynes originally tweeted out saying Milwaukee Bucks star Damian Lillard will not return tonight against the Indiana Pacers. League sources tell me injury potentially severe. Sources say that the fair is Bucks star Damian Lillard suffered a Achilles tear. Brutal circumstance after working himself back from a blood clot diagnosis that kept him out over a month. And we covered that one obviously here on the channel. And it seemed like it was going to be a season-ending injury, and then he came back record time. The medical staff said they hadn't seen something like that before. It was absolutely great news for Damian Lillard, but now, after being back for just a couple of games, we have him with an injury that seems like it's going to cost him some serious time and is definitely going to end his season. The imaging happens now, as far as I know, today, and we'll keep you up to date if we get any more news on that. But let's get into what was being said on this topic. The preliminary examination of Lillard indicated a possible Achilles tendon injury. A person with knowledge of the situation told the Associated Press. The person spoke on condition of anonymity because the team did not immediately reveal those details. Once he kind of looked back, I think we all kind of knew what it was, Turner said. It's a weird feeling to describe because you have to still compete. You have to get out there, but you just never want to see that happen to another athlete who puts in as much time as he does to his craft and to his game, like we all do. And obviously Lillard, considered to be a top 75 NBA player all time. He's on the NBA's 75 list for the 75th anniversary there, of course. So a huge blow to the Milwaukee Bucks nonetheless, especially since they can't get any production of anybody besides Giannis. Then goes on to say the Pacers, who beat Milwaukee 4-2 in the first round last year, can eliminate the Bucks again by winning Game 5 on Tuesday in Indianapolis. The Bucks have lost 8 straight road playoff games, and the last 5 of those defeats have come at Indiana. Milwaukee might have to try ending that streak without Lillard, who was held off the court and into the locker room after suffering a non-contact injury midway through the first quarter. Then it goes on to say they're going to do an image tomorrow. Bucks coach Doc Rivers said, obviously it's lower leg, and just being honest, it's not very promising. The Pacers led 15-12 at the time of Lillard's departure and seized control without him as 8 Pacers scored in double figures. Not the news at all that you want to hear from Doc Rivers there, that it is not looking promising this early in them looking into Lillard. So it seems as if it's more than likely that he's going to miss the rest of the season and maybe even a bit of next. I hope he comes back as strong as ever, but at Dame's age, there is a lot of skepticism that that's going to happen, and that's just the fact of the matter with these injuries. This is what happens to be the case, unfortunately. Then it goes on to say Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo had 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists before leaving with 4:44 left, and the Bucks trailing 120-98. Kevin Porter Jr. added 23 points for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo was the only Bucks starter to score more than 6 points. Kyle Kuzma continued his tough series by scoring 3 points and shooting 1 of 6. He's been atrocious. I've seen injuries deflate teams, but tonight that one hurt, Rivers said. I thought our guys tried, but it was tough. My job over the next 48 hours or whatever we have is to get us upright again, try to win one game in Indiana, and get it back here. And Doc Rivers doesn't have the best track record for playoff success besides the '08 Celtics, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to rally the troops and really get things going. The main story being Kyle Kuzma, with Damian Lillard being out. He just can't provide any offense or defense for that matter. He's really out there not doing a whole lot for the Bucks. Maybe if they can get him more involved, I'm not really sure. He only took 6 shots, but he did shoot poor on those, so it's hard to say. It then goes on and says, I feel like we kind of let our foot off the gas pedal in Game 3, Halliburton said. I thought we responded the right way today. Turner, who had scored 6 points while shooting 1 of 9 from the floor in Game 3, had 9 points in the first 4.5 minutes Sunday, as the Pacers never trailed. The Pacers went on a 10-3 run immediately after Lillard's exit to extend its lead to double digits. Indiana led 63-52 at halftime and stayed in control by shooting roughly 69% over the final 2 quarters, and you just can't have that. That comment by Halliburton, of course, in this article was taken a little bit out of context. Some people think maybe he should have commented on the Damian Lillard status. Well, he most definitely and absolutely did. This comment is just saying about where they need to be mindset-wide going into the next game because they can close out the series. We can then see here, these are what he said before. Before any questions, I just want to send my thoughts and prayers to Dame, Halliburton said. What you see between us is competing. You hate to see that happen, especially to a guy who's gone through a lot and has given it his all to come out and play after scary health issues. It's well documented the love I have for that guy. You hate to see that happen to anybody. I wish him the best. So kind words there from Halliburton. Nice guy, Tyrese Halliburton there for sure. So it's good to see him having his mind in the right place. He knows he has to focus on next game, but some kind words there, of course, to Damian Lillard. I hope a speedy recovery and hopefully a miracle happens again. And it's not anything that's too ridiculously hard for Lillard to come back from. And maybe he can even come back sooner than we think. It's happened before now with the blood clot just recently. And now with this, we hope only the best. But we'll be keeping you up to date here on Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Joey Mercer. That's all I've got to say on this topic here today. But let me know what you have to think about it down in the comments section below. Make sure if you made it this far to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications. It's absolutely free. And we'll see you all in the next video.